My name is Zhao Mao Qian, and we are Group 18, consisting of myself and Deng Xiaotong. Today, we will be presenting on digital disruption and opportunities in global business. I'm in charge of first three sections: introduction, background and relevance, key factor 1, while Deng Xiaotong will handle the last section, key factor 2, key factor 3, key insights and conclusion. As is well known, digitalization has become a core driver of global business, particularly in emerging markets, with the development of technologies such as e-commerce platforms, mobile apps, and digital payments. The way multinational corporations operate globally has undergone significant changes. This presentation will revolve around one central question: how is digitalization changing the way multinational corporations enter and compete in emerging markets? We will focus on Southeast Asia to analyze how digital technologies are creating new opportunities for business. Focus on the rapid growth of Southeast Asia's digital economy. Southeast Asia is one of the world's fastest growing digital economies, with a population of over 680 million, a rapidly expanding base of digital consumers, and steadily rising internet penetration rates. The region's digital economy is projected to exceed $300 billion by 2025. Driven primarily by e-commerce, digital payments, and online services. Over the past decade, the region has gained more than 200 million new internet users, making it one of the fastest growing digital markets in the world. From a global business perspective, this rapid digital transformation has changed consumer behavior and presented significant opportunities for multinational corporations. Today, a large number of consumers rely on online platforms for shopping, travel, and financial services. For example, Amazon has expanded its business footprint in Southeast Asia by making substantial investment in digital infrastructure, such as cloud computing and online platforms, and in particular, by establishing regional hubs through Amazon Web Services. Therefore, digitalization not only changes the industry structure, but also redefines the way multinational enterprises enter and compete in emerging markets. One key factor driving digital disruption is e-commerce platforms, which have fundamentally changed the way multinational enterprises enter and compete in emerging markets. As shown in this figure, the Southeast Asian e-commerce market reached approximately $145 billion in 2024, with the majority of transactions occurring through platform models. At the same time, the market is projected to reach $325 billion by 2028, with this growth driven primarily by digital payments and mobile e-commerce. A prime example is Shopee, which, as shown in this figure, has consistently maintained a lead over Lazada and TikTok. Shopee is Southeast Asia's largest e-commerce platform. According to data analyzed, regional e-commerce accounted for approximately 52% of total e-commerce transactions in 2024, with a total transaction value of approximately $66.8 billion. Its success stems primarily from a mobile-first strategy, including live stream shopping and integrated digital payment, as well as a robust logistic network and localized operations. This indicates that, compared to traditional business models, Digital platforms enable faster and more scalable market entry. As a result, digital platforms both create opportunities and intensify competition, requiring business to adapt their strategies to the local digital ecosystems. Now, Deng Xiaotong will take over to carry out next steps.
My name is Deng Xiaotong. Now I will talk about our second factor, which is mobile economy. In Southeast Asia, the mobile economy is very important because this region is a mobile-first market. Many consumers use their phones for shopping, payments, apps, and online service. This changes how multinational enterprises enter the market. In the past, companies depend more on physical stores or traditional channels, but now they can use apps, digital platforms, and mobile payment systems to reach consumers faster. It also changes how firms compete. Competition is not only about product or price anymore. It is also about mobile experiences, consumer engagement, and local adaptation. A good example is Grab. Grab shows that competition in Southeast Asia is increasingly organized through mobile platforms instead of traditional physical channels. In the fourth quarter of 2024, Grab's on-demand GMV reached $5 billion with 20% year-on-year growth. This shows stronger app-based demand in the region. So overall, the mobile economy lowers entry barriers and reshapes how MMEs compete in Southeast Asia. Next, move to our third factor, which is digital risks and regulation. Although digitalization creates many opportunities, it also creates new challenges. Southeast Asia is no one single digital market. Different countries have different rules, different regulations, and different expectations about trust and platform responsibility. Because of this, MMEs cannot use one strategy for the whole region. They need to understand local rules and adjust their business models. These changes affect market entry and daily operations. Regulation can increase compliance costs, slow down expansion, and create trust-related risks. A strong example is TikTok Shop in Indonesia. After Indonesia restricted e-commerce transactions on social media platforms in 2023, TikTok had to stop in-app transactions and adjust its business model. This shows that digital expansion is not only about speed and technology. It also depends on compliance, trust, and local adaptation. So overall, digitalization in Southeast Asia brings growth opportunities, but also increases regulatory and trust-related risks for MMEs. Based on our analysis, we found three key insights. First, digitalization lowers entry barriers and expands market access. Digital platforms and mobile channels make it easier for firms to reach consumers quickly. Second, digital competition depends on platforms, mobile engagement, and local adaptation. This means firms need to understand local consumer behavior, not just rely on global scale. Third, digital expansion also increases regulatory and trust-related risks. The TikTok case in Indonesia clearly shows how local regulation can affect foreign funds. So overall, digitalization creates major opportunities, but success depends on balancing growth with local adaptation, and risk management. To conclude, digitalization is reshaping both market entry and competition in Southeast Asia. It creates major opportunities through digital platforms and mobile channels, but it also creates challenges through regulation, compliance, and trust issues. So for MMEs, success in Southeast Asia depends not only on digital capability, but also on the ability to adapt to local markets and manage risk effectively. Thank you.